This car is like our first baby. We kind of window shopped it. I'm gonna give the credit of window shopping to my father because he likes to, just throw us in the water and he likes to say, like, figure it out now, like learn how to swim and we'll figure it out.
Welcome to yet another episode of History on Wheels, and today we're going to be discussing or talking about the Mercedes CLA which we have here, and we have two beauties with us. This is Sukriti and Prakriti who are going to be joining us with their car. We're going to be going around. First of all, we'll talk about the car. We'll understand why they chose this car in particular. I personally was never fond of this car, but then when I drove it is when it grew on me.
Yeah.
We'll discuss why they like this car, why they chose it. They have owned this car since 2016, if I'm right.
Our first baby.
It's their first car, so it's really important. So we'll talk about that. First of all, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
It's really nice, and you all really look really beautiful today.
We try to match with our baby
Hey,
today.
also, you're called Supras.
We're called Supra. See,
That's
car
my
related.
favorite car, the Toyota Supra.
So then you like the car, huh?
I'm hoping we'll also enjoy each other's company.
Absolutely.
Let's start with your car.
It was like love at first sight, but it was also love at first drive. It really was. We always wanted a car just for the both of us, and we wanted to always,
It's the perfect size for the both.
perfect size, and we always wanted to co-own a car which just felt like, our little space, our little world, and this just felt right. Love the color. As you can tell, white is our favorite color.
Yeah,
And
they made it very difficult for me to identify who's Sukriti and
Yeah.
Prakriti. I've identified with a little bit of black is Sukriti.
No!
So I'm still getting
oh
it
my
wrong.
God. So he's not there yet.
Prakriti, Sukriti.
That's right.
Supras.
Color and also the headlamps. I think that's just been my favorite part. It's
This was one of the most distinguishing.
But don't you
features.
think? Don't you think the car has a very feminine vibe to it? Like when you see the front, you see the back, you see just the vibe of it. I think it's
The way
like a
it's
very
streamlined, sloping
girl.
design.
Yeah, it's very slick and very chic for sure. I don't think this is a car that I would take my friends in and do like a group, drive.
It's a more personal thing.
Yeah,
to you.
it's just, I think when it's just me and her running
In
for
our
meetings,
space.
like going around and finishing work, it's just like a driver, our favorite person. So both, I'm going to give him a special mention, and both of us, and we're always working and listening to music, composing music in the car. So
In the
that
traffic
way I
jams.
feel we've made a lot of music in this
And
car.
I think also, if I'm being completely honest,
aesthetically, I think what took the cake for us was the rimless windows.
yeah.
Like,
yes.
I don't know, always wanted my first car to,
So this is
just have
also
a
one of my
rimless
favorite
window so it
features.
feels more
My
fancy.
favorite, my favorite,
This is
yeah.
my favorite part.
The frame-less doors, also what we ought to
Like I
journalists
said,
call.
2016, we were much younger, but I
Yeah.
didn't know too much about cars that time. But I was like, when I
Good
see a
taste.
window like this,
Yeah,
I'm
and I'm
like, it looks like a convertible. You know what I'm saying? It looks like, the car you want to have as your first
Their
car.
AMG performance series of cars in Mercedes used to have this, and then they brought it down to the CLA series of cars
Yeah.
first, because of which the frameless doors,
Yeah.
like when you put them down, I don't it did not go without. It has that very sporty, rich feeling.
For sure. That little...
The panorama. Sunroof.
Yeah, I think it's really cute. Like sometimes, and especially the weather is so good in Bombay
Do you all
right now.
do that? Step out on the sunroof.
We don't
and-
step out, but I feel like really nice when it's opened and you can just feel the Bombay winters, so to say. Yeah, it's a whole vibe.
Let's head out for a drive. We'll talk more about the car. We'll also talk more about other cars that you like.
Absolutely.
And if maybe you all can also enlighten me and help me understand music better.
Yeah.
Is that also why you're choosing this car? Because it has Harman Kardon speakers.
I think it is that.
Yes,
It
yes,
is
yes.
that.
It's got an amazing sound system, I think. And over the years, nothing has happened. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's just
Not
really
once
well.
has it
6
given us a
years.
bad day.
6-7 years now, yeah.
Can you drive?
I just learned 2 weeks back, so I'll make sure
So
that
then
you'll
I'm driving.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's riding shotgun with me? Prakriti, Sukriti.
We'll do
That's
this in the
right.
car. We'll do this on the way.
I actually believed you. And I was like, oh my
I'm
God.
like, you possibly
actually-
can't be doing this without doing this forever.
Like 3 non-drivers in a car. God bless us.
This car is like our first baby. We kind of window shopped it. I'm gonna give the credit of window shopping to my father because he likes to, just throw us in the water and he likes to say, like, figure it out now, like learn how to swim and we'll figure it out. And I think that is.
But actually, right before this interview, we figured like I had to like scroll up on my favorite pictures and my favorite folders, and we realized it's actually a 2016 model. That's when we got it, and it's going to be almost a decade soon.
Yeah.
We've not even realized that that's how much time we spent with this car, and this was, like she said, our first car ever.
But that also
so-
goes to say that it's very well maintained, no?
Yeah.
for those many years, and
It
I
is.
feel like because it's so special, and like even if we have other cars, I feel like this is mine and her car. And like when we bought it, also they sold it to us saying it's a couple car, and we were like, "Hum dono couple hi hai, so this is gonna be perfect." Sometimes we don't take this car particularly to the airports and all because it's little shorter for most times, and like we
Yeah,
have
and the
big
bags
bags
don't fit, yeah.
always.
The boot space is quite
boot
limited, quite
space,
honestly.
yeah.
But then you can't blame it.
Yeah,
It's
but it's
because-
got feel good vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's
Have
like,
you seen the small hatchback in Mercedes,
Yeah.
the A class?
Yeah.
This is basically a derivative of that car.
Yeah, exactly.
So they attach the boot to it,
Yeah.
and they say, this you have the CLA now.
Yeah.
So with respect to the space, they never wanted the car to be fairly large
Yeah.
because they have
That
the
was the
C-Class.
idea, like a compact
I think
version.
like I remember when we went to the showroom, we were just in a space where we were like, I think we should just kind of think about getting a new car.
You were
We
also
just
much younger.
We were much younger, and then we literally sat in every car. I very clearly remember this, and वो feeling ही नहीं आ रही थी. I was just feeling like too much, or too less, or like just like
Or too big for us
too
or something.
extravagant.
Yeah.
And then there was this really sweet sales lady, and she came to us and she was like, "What are you looking for?" And I was like, "I have no idea." And she said that. I think, and we were leaving. Remember, we were actually
Yeah.
we were leaving the store, and she's like, "Wait, there's another car I want you to try." And we sat in this,
We did a
and
test drive
we
and-
looked at each
yeah.
other, and we were like, "This is it! Like this is
is it.
This is the young." And she's like pitched it to us, saying that this is the young car. This is a young car. Your
This is
father
a
will
young
not-
road trip car, it's like, it's perfect for 2 people, it's perfect, it's not, you don't want to be with your friends in this car, you want like your own space, your own sweet little cozy, intimate space in your car.
2016 was a time where Mercedes would design cars primarily for people who sat in the back.
Really?
Yes.
This is like proper trivia.
They would have the AMG series of cars. Those were cars which were more driver-centric. It's now that you see that Mercedes is building cars for both, for people at the back and also because a lot of young generation, such as yourself, invest in these cars, who drive these cars. So they are more driver-centric now. When this car was first launched back in 2013, given it
2013, yeah. So this is the first generation.
This is not exactly the first generation of car. This is 2016 is when they already had the second one.
Yeah, like I feel like this was that first car that just kind of helped us to even dream of having more luxury cars because we fell in love so much, with the comfort that it brings with it, I think. And the feel, really.
I think it's super smooth, and honestly, like in all of these years, this car has given zero trouble. Like zero trouble.
Mercedes
like
cars
there's
are built to
literally
last.
never.
They,
Yeah,
they
it really
can
has.
outlast you. And especially their diesel engines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think, how many times have you all sent it for service?
I mean, we do send for servicing, but you know, like we also haven't.
Those are the
Audi
regular
and
checks.
that's-
But
that-
ever a breakdown, ever a problem?
Never.
We have like a studio up back at home, and then we have like the best music system and everything at home. But I feel like just the vibe in this car, like I feel like we've made so many songs in this car particularly, and I just feel like, you know, it's got so many memories, and I feel like it's also very lucky to some extent for us, because you know, before a meeting or before we are pitching a song or something, we're always playing it here. We even check our mixes and masters of songs in this car because we love it. I think we swear by
So
the
this is your studio
sound.
on the studio on wheels.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
call it that.